This is my 2005 second generation Mazda Miata Mx5. I've been driving it for about 10 years now, and I've had different parts wear out or break over time, but overall I've always had a good time driving the car. Most of the various parts for this are easy to find, especially aftermarket parts, but recently I had one part break that I wasn't expecting, or to be honest, wouldn't normally pay attention to had it not left my fuel door wide open. So basically what's going on is the clip that holds my gasket closed has deteriorated to the point where it's just broken half, as you can see here. I'm sure the last decade of me opening and closing the lid hasn't helped either. The latch is spring loaded, so the door won't stay shut until the clip is fixed or replaced. So today, we're removing the remaining piece and we're going to redesign and 3D print a working replacement. So after a few moments of prying at the lodged piece with the flathead screwdriver, I removed what was left of the broken part. In order to redesign a new part and be as accurate as possible, we're going to use the caliper to get the basic measurements of the original slot. Finally, with all the pieces out, I'm going to measure the larger piece that was already broken off to make sure that the main body of the part matches the base. In case anyone is wondering, I did a little research to see if I could find the part already designed, ready to print, or for sale. After doing a Google search and coming up empty-handed, I also searched on thingiverse.com, and I found a lot of Mazda related 3D printed things, but no parts relating to the gas door for my NB2. For those of you who don't know, thingiverse.com is an online 3D printing community where you can download free 3D models, parts, tools, and toys, etc. And you can also share your original 3D designs and communicate with other users. Just like that, with no luck finding anything on the internet, I figured I'd do it myself. So to design this piece, we're going to open my Shaper 3D and start the process. With this piece, a rectangle is the closest shape I can relate to the original. So I'll start by making a rectangle using the length, width, and height measurements of the original piece. Designing a small piece like this, I always try and relate the object to a shape, then I can deconstruct or reconstruct the shape to get it as close as possible to the original. There's the main hole in the middle of the original clip that has to be in the exact same spot for the spring-loaded pin to catch and hold the fuel door once it's closed. So I made sure the measurements were exact, lining up the hole where the original would be. Using Shaper 3D, it's easy to extrude, subtract, and intersect different pieces from this design until it's close enough to the shape I want it to be. The entire design took me about 30 minutes to construct after my measurements were complete. After I've got the piece looking pretty close to the original with all the measurements matching, I think it's time to export this piece and 3D print it and see if the part fits. This print took about 30 minutes to print at 2% infill. And since I can still see some of the layer lines, I'm going to go ahead and take this sanding block, which is about 60 grit, and I'm going to sand it down until it's nice and smooth so we have no issues inserting it into the slot. Hopefully the extra infill will make the print strong enough to withstand the constant opening and closing of the latch. With it being such a small piece, 2% infill, the plastic is basically solid. This part was printed out of PTG on an old Ender 3 with the Sprite extruder. And now let's see if our piece fits. The STL file for this piece will be free and available to download on my Thingiverse profile, which I'll leave a link to in the description under this video. Now that the piece fits and latches with the pin, my fuel door will remain closed and I don't have to worry about it constantly being open. So with that being said, that's going to be it for this video, and thank you to anyone who's made it this far. Please like, share, and subscribe, or leave a comment below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.